Ho, ho, hello, listeners, and welcome to Who Wins podcast, where each episode we pit pop culture icons against each other in a brutal fight to the death. It is the grand finale of Christmas season here on Double Down Podcast Network, so of course we have to pit somebody up against our returning champion, the Grinch. And as you may have figured from the past two episodes, if you haven't listened incidentally to SMPD and Better Than Mario, then what are you doing? Off your pop, listen to those and come back. But of course, you've probably realized we are running with a theme. It is snowmen this year, so it had to be the one and only king of the snowmen, Frosty the Snowman.
Absolutely. Part of me, just for the sheer number of times I've been forced to endure Frozen, would like to put Olaf in just to see him be disemboweled, but I think that probably wouldn't have gone over very well.
Oh, I like Olaf.
I do to a point, but I mean, when you have, let's say, when Jess was little and it first came out, there was a point we watched like 4 times in a row. It was just again. Oh, fuck's sake. So it gets wearing.
Yeah, I haven't had to endure that because I'm an adult with no kids. So every time I've watched Frozen, it's been out of choice.
You wanted to.
Yeah. I have watched Frozen probably more times than an adult without kids should. However, not anywhere near as good as people say it is. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Frozen 2, on the other hand, is vastly underrated. Yes. That is an entirely different podcast. We are here tonight to talk about the Grinch versus Frosty the Snowman. I haven't introduced us, so because we got straight into it, I am Christmas Chris Bolton, and with me, as always, our very own merry Mr. Mark Williams,
ho, ho,
looking every bit the part this evening, Mark. You've really made an effort there. For those listeners that aren't on video, you really are missing out.
Yeah, even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you'd rather just listen. Nip on over to YouTube and give it a look. The first even the first couple of seconds, just to see this ridiculous fucking getup.
This is the most festive I've ever seen Mark look in my life, and I didn't even put him up to this.
No, the only time I've ever been more festive, I did a Santa fun run, a 5K. Oh fuck, about 11 years ago, and had to be in full getup with the belly and everything. Or should have been, but I was a fat cunt, so I didn't need to. But yeah, so that was probably the most. It was the full suit with the trousers, the jacket, and the fucking beard as well. And yeah, doing that. It was quite a sunny day, but it was fucking freezing around the marina in Bristol. And yeah, it was. I appreciated the beard, but that's probably the best / worst I've ever been.
I mean, why do people call them fun runs? What is fun about running? Like, I say this as somebody that runs regular, okay? I run 3 times a week. I don't enjoy it. I do it because I don't want to be fat. Like, I fucking hate it. If I could not run, if there was anything I could do that involved not running, I would do it. Yeah. But there isn't. Because otherwise, I mean, I eat too much and I drink too much. And I'm not giving that up. So, but I'm certainly not doing a fucking fun run.
No, anyway, absolutely not.
Anyway, that is twice we've gone off topic in the first like 4 minutes of the podcast. So let's recap. Grinch so far has taken out Buddy the Elf, John McClane, and
George Bailey.
So
he started with George Bailey. So we had Santa beat Kevin McAllister. Mm-hmm. George Bailey beat Santa. The Grinch beat George Bailey. And then the Grinch beat Buddy, and then some fucking how pulled off a miracle against John McClane last year.
I mean, yeah, we both thought he was going down last year, but I mean, let's see. I mean, look, I'm clearly Team Grinch. I've got my Grinch shirt on, ready. I mean, just as I have been every year, I'm Team Grinch all the way. So I'm pulling for my guy again, but I feel like his luck's got to run out sooner or later.
Well, it does at some point, unless we get like an Undertaker streak.
Well, you never know. Yeah, he could be the phenom.
If we're still doing this in 25 years. It's probably something wrong.
Well, we'll still be talking shit in 25 years, so we may as well record it. Well, unless, of course, the world blows up. Who knows?
It's still 2020, so who knows?
Yeah, anything could happen. I mean, yeah, hopefully you get to listen to this podcast and, we don't get the zombie apocalypse before then. But
yeah, well, we're not looking promising. 4 days from recording, so I'm optimistic.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, okay, let's dive into this then. So, one of the big things for me with this one, and incidentally, for those of you that have listened to the other 2 podcasts, when we were recording the Snowman, I made mention of how there was no kind of magic explanation for the snow. It just happened. And the 2 specific things that I mentioned whether it should be Christmas Eve snow or he should have a magic hat. Now, I haven't seen Frosty the Snowman for 20 plus years. I used to watch it a lot as a kid. Okay, I think I've mentioned this before. I had a VHS tape that had like Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Charlie Brown Christmas. It was basically my parents taped all the fucking Christmas specials for me because I've always loved Christmas. So I watched Frosty a lot then, but haven't really watched it as an adult. So it had kind of just gone from my brain.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that those two things, I think, are going to be absolutely key to this fight, because for Frosty to exist at all, it needs to be Christmas Eve and he needs to have a magic hat.
Yeah.
So he has two Achilles heels straight away. Achilles heels is?
No, heels.
Heels? Yeah. And why did I think it was heels is? I don't know.
I don't know. It's been a long week.
It's been a long fucking year. So really, all the Grinch has got to do, I think, is steal that hat.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you steal a hat and set fire to it, pussy got fucked. There's no fight.
I didn't even think about setting fire to it. I was just thinking steal the hat. But essentially, see, the problem is Frosty can continually, and this is canon, this is mentioned in the show, Frosty can just continually regenerate year after year after year, providing he has a hat and providing it snows on Christmas Eve.
Is it a hat or that hat?
Oh, it's that hat.
Yeah.
It's a magician's hat, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's very specifically that hat that he needs. So,
but it couldn't be like another magician's hat.
I mean, maybe. What's the rules of magic hats in our world?
I don't know.
I guess this is for us to set, isn't it? I guess just a magic hat is fine. But I very much see this having to go the way of the putting Santa's head in a box scenario that we had to go down on the second episode, episode,
second one,
yeah.
It's still in the savings alone, but in the season only George had access to it. It's now fucked in there forever.
I guess. Well, I mean, the Grinch could steal it again, couldn't he, if he wanted to let Santa loose on Frosty? But Santa is allied with Frosty. That much is also clear from the lore.
Yeah.
Frosty's a stupid motherfucker.
Yep.
And the Grinch is going to be dressed like Santa, so the Grinch has got everything going for him here at the moment. If it's Christmas Eve, like, he's going to be in his Santa get-up, ready to fucking steal everything. Santa, by the way, not Father Christmas, because it's American Tales. So I've been over this on the podcast before. You all know it's Father Christmas for me, but these are both American characters, so Grinch dresses like Santa. So yeah, I mean, Frosty's going to be very easily brought in. He's also one of those characters, I feel like. Well, I don't know. I was going to say, like, I feel like maybe he wouldn't want to fight, which we have sometimes. But then, I don't know, maybe he would. Like, he does get a bit feisty on occasion.
Yeah. I was going to say that there is just that little sort of, it's not quite the temper, but there's just a little bit of edge every now and again where, it's a tone of voice, it's slight intonation on certain words, and you're like, oh, okay, could be a bit handy. Could be a bit clever.
I mean, he's quite the bruiser as well, isn't he?
Well, that's it. He reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes a professional boxer. And everyone just punches themselves out and he pushes them over to win, and then he fights the Mike Tyson ripoff. And he kind of reminds me of Homer in that he's just big and rotund and quite densely packed, and you could just take pot shots at him all day.
I don't think, like, in a straight out fist fight, I don't think the Grinch has got anything, because the Grinch is actually quite weedy. We've had this before, and he's furry as well.
Weedy or is he wiry?
He's wiry, I guess. Then okay, let's go with wiry. But he's furry as well. We've had this before. Yeah. He's covered in fur. So, and he's kind of slinky and stuff. Whereas, if you're gonna punch Frosty, I think even if you punch him with force, like it's snow, it's going to absorb the impact of the blow, isn't it?
Impact, or a little bit's going to break off and can just be packed back on.
Well, yeah, I mean, he can rebuild himself. There's the whole thing where he gets melted and then is just rebuilt. As long as you chuck a hat on him, it's happy birthday again. Yeah. So I don't think the Grinch can physically weigh him down. I think he's got to outsmart him, and he's got to get the hat off it. Because as soon as the hat is removed...
Oh, yeah, that's it then. It's game over.
He's fucked, isn't he? Yeah. All the Grinch needs to do is knock the hat off. I think Frosty's probably got the size advantage as well.
Yeah, Frosty's got the size advantage. I mean, I think you've got to look at it that would have to be the strategy, would be knock the hat off, and then while he's inanimate, take away the eyes, break the arms down, do that sort of shit. At which point, magic snow or not, you stick him in a cooler, take it out to the ocean and just pour it in, and there's no fucking body left. He ain't regenerating from that because of the salt.
Well, no, he absolutely has to have the hat. So as long as the Grinch is in possession of the hat,
Yeah,
then, like you said, burn the fucking
I would
hat.
destroy the hat, and that's it. The job done.
So right, so that's the Grinch's key to victory. It's going to be getting that hat though, because
Yes.
Frosty's bigger. He's going to hit harder.
But
again,
we've had this before where he's bigger, probably stronger, but he's going to be more lumbering, and just having the reach and the size isn't necessarily going to do any tricks, because if the Grinch can get inside his reach, then the guard is down, isn't it? And all he's looking to do is knock the hat off his head.
Well, as we said, when the Grinch had John McClane as well, the problem is that like you could have the most technical fighter in the world with him, I think, or you could just have a bruiser like this as well. Either way, he's so slinky that
that's it.
He's going to be difficult.
He's devious as well.
Well, this is how I see him more playing it. I think the fact that he's dressed in his Santa getup, because it's got to be Christmas Eve, like I said, so he's got to be ready to fucking steal Christmas. That is gonna, Frosty's just gonna think he's a mate, I think, and the Grinch would think nothing of just whipping the hat off his head.
Yeah.
Now whether when he's going for it, Frosty all of a sudden rages because like that's his magic fucking hat. That's akin to tickling his balls, I guess, isn't it? Like he's getting way too personal there. I mean, he doesn't have balls. He's a snowman. Does he have? No, he doesn't have balls.
Well, he must do, because he's not a snow woman, and that's the difference.
Well, but he doesn't have snow boobs either, though.
No, but that was the difference, isn't it? Snowballs.
Oh, fucking hell! How did I miss that?
Only a week ago.
But yeah, fuck me, Jesus.
And for the people at home listening, if they've done him in sequence, it would have been like an hour ago.
Well, 2 hours ago. No, that episode is nearly 2 hours.
That's
just
2 hours, yeah.
3 hours.
3 hours ago
is what it would have been for you.
They've probably
guys.
Forgotten by now. Then I'll forgive them for that.
I fucking forgot, and like I've got no excuse. But then I've got a brain like a sieve, so I think Frosty's probably more intelligent than me on occasion. I mean, there's all sorts of ways the Grinch can play this. Like even in Frosty, he gets lured into the fucking greenhouse and melted. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Something was made in 1969.
Good year. But I think essentially what he's got to come down to is he's got to charm him. I think he's got to go, like, up until now, whenever we've had something with the Grinch, it's always been about him being devious, being slinky, and all of that. I don't think that's going to work here.
I think it possibly will, though, because I mean, Frosty is. He does have that edge every now and again where his voice does lift and things like that, but he is by and large going to be pretty gullible and pretty friendly.
I mean, he's very fucking gullible. Every time that hat goes back on his head, he thinks it's his fucking birthday. He's thick as fuck.
So I mean, that would be his undoing. I think is that he would ultimately trust anybody, but especially somebody dressed like Santa.
I guess. So I mean, how easy is it for the Grinch to get that? Surely he's not just going to let him pick the hat up. You can't, because that's his life. Like that's just like reaching into his. I made a joke about it, but that is literally like reaching into his chest and pulling his fucking beating heart out. Like. Yeah. He's going to protect the hat.
But really, again, it depends. If you get the Grinch gets alongside him, he's all mate, he's all pal, he sticks an arm around his shoulder, and you just flick it off.
Knocks the hat off.
All you have to do is knock it off. At this point, you haven't got to do anything with it apart from get it off his head. And that can be all jovial and play fighting and accidental, and then job done.
Now here's the thing, though. Okay, is Frosty the Snowman, or is Frosty the hat?
No, Frosty's the Snowman. Clues in the title.
Well, no, he's made out of snow, yeah. But what I'm saying is the personality, is the spirit, if you like, then in the snow, or is it in the hat?
I always took it was in the snow. The hat was the hat was the magic. It was the catalyst.
Okay,
but the magic was in him. Was in the snow?
Right,
because that's why it specifically has to be Christmas Eve snow.
Okay, so if the magic is in the snow and the Grinch knocks the hat off, then unless he catches it before it hits the ground, surely Frosty can just reform out of the snow, can't he?
Well, I don't know, because I mean, if you look at when he was first made, the hat blew onto his head, and then he came to life and it blew straight back off again, and I'm sure it hit the deck before Henkel picked it up.
Don't know. Can't remember.
I mean, it's been a good 40 minutes since I watched it, so I can't really remember.
I was going to say points for remembering names because I fucking can't. But then I watched it
Yeah.
last night, so
Yeah, no, I watched it earlier on today. But yeah, I'm sure it hit the deck then. But I mean, if that's the logic, then you go to somewhere like Antarctica and put the hat on the deck, and all of a sudden you've got a magic island
yeah.
because all the snow is going to be connected, isn't it?
Okay, so it's specifically the fact that Frosty's been made then. So he is he's a snow individual.
Yes.
Just like we were talking about in the Snowman, where they go to the snowball and there are snow people.
Yeah.
Frosty is one of a group of snow people. Or a snow person. Maybe there's not a group of snow people.
I don't think there are others. I don't think there's any reference to others.
But that doesn't mean they don't exist, though, does it? I mean, this comes back to how many magic hats are there?
Well, yeah.
Because if every magician's hat, because there's nothing special particularly about the hat, is there? It's just a fucking magician's hat.
It's a normal rabbit in a hat thing, isn't it? It's the normal trick.
Because doesn't Santa even tell the magician that, like, if he goes home and behaves and goes to sleep, he'll bring him a new hat for Christmas?
Yeah.
Implying that there are somewhere an infinite supply of hats that Santa would have.
Either that or it's an illusionist hat. And no, there's same as we talked about with the snowman, there's no reason for this hat to be magic. It's just an illusionist hat.
Yeah.
So I mean, in that respect, you think, well, is it likely there are others, or is this like a one of a kind thing, like this Altar machine?
I don't know. It's not explained, is it? So no. I think
we've got to take it as it's one of a kind, because otherwise it's not special.
Yeah. So we've got to take it as one of a kind, and also even if it wasn't, it would seem that Santa has the fucking stock of them, and Santa's head is in a box in the building alone. So, unless Frosty's somehow going to get to Bedford Falls and but even so, once the hat's gone, he's not going to be able to.
No, he's not going to move, is he?
No. So, hang on then. It can't be as easy as the Grinch just fucking rocking up to him, putting his arm around him and knocking his fucking hat off his head. That's way too easy. He's got... Surely...
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure because I'm just trying to weigh the options. I mean, Frosty is entirely decent. He's entirely compassionate. I mean, you look at the way he is with Karen when she's on the train and she's getting cold, so they get off the train and try and find somewhere to warm her up. I don't think he's got that side to him where he's going to even try to defend himself. I don't think he would even think to defend himself. Somebody comes along and puts an arm around you because they're a friend. You would have the same with Buddy the Elf. Would be far too trusting.
True. He has got that kind of that
Christmas naivety.
Spirit naivety about him. Yeah. So if the Grinch literally gets the hat off his head immediately, then all he's got to do is just burn the fucking hat, and Frosty is just a snowman at that point. He can just kick the shit out of it.
Fuck out of it. Yeah, just like kicking it in the non-existent nuts.
Which the Grinch would absolutely fucking love as well, because it's a symbol of Christmas.
His feet are furry as well, so they're not going to get cold while he's kicking shit out of it.
It's going to take him a long time to kick the shit out of that snowman, though, like we said, because he's kind of soft, really. But it gives him a good way to just fucking rage. He can wail on the thing. Yeah. What if he fucking blows himself out, though, and he can't steal Christmas?
Well...
I mean,
for another time, I guess.
But he's got to be careful there, isn't he? Like, he's got to conserve his energy because he's got a whole Christmas to steal. Hang on, where are we in the narrative of this now? Because we're fucking 3 in with the Grinch. At any point, have we clarified whether he's like evil Grinch or good Grinch? Like what? I don't think we've ever clarified.
No, he was strength of 10 Grinches.
10 Grinches plus 2. So he likes Christmas then.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, he's going to be nice as well, though, isn't he? If that's the case, but we've not played him as nice in the other ones, have we?
No.
Okay, I'm confused now.
This is why we should go back and listen.
The Grinch has won way too many times now. He's just a fucking indestructible Christmas killing machine, isn't he?
Yeah. This is why we should have gone back and listened to last year's before we started.
I never listen back to anything we do.
I only do when I'm editing. After that, I tend not to.
What's editing? I put music on the start and the end. Spoilers.
That's where I put all the
Let
funny
you
shit
peek
on the
behind
video.
the curtains. Yeah, you could put anything in front of my face in a video. You could put a giant dick in front of my face, and I would not know.
Yeah, you really don't watch, do you?
No, no. How many times a week do you put a giant dick in front of my face? I would have no idea. So, I mean, what I'm getting at there is that if the Grinch is going to blow himself out like that, then he's got to stop. He's too mission orientated. Like he would.
I can't imagine him actually. I mean, I can see him kicking it in the nuts maybe once or twice, but I can't see him actually going to town on it himself. I can see him coming up with some sort of plot whereby he lets the sleigh run it over.
I was going. Do you know what? You took the words out of my mouth. As soon as you said he wouldn't sort of wail in it himself, I'd be like, he'd just drive the fucking sleigh into it, wouldn't he?
Hmm. Yeah,
drive the sleigh
get
into
it somewhere, get a nice little slope, get it moving at speed, and just plow through it.
We just down Mount Crumpet, just down it goes, poof, straight through Frosty. He's got to burn the hat first though,
yes,
because otherwise he runs the risk of the hat like falling on top of his head or something. So right, so he sidles up to him, charms him. I mean, Frosty is dumb enough, isn't he? Because that hat's going to go his head. He's going to be happy birthday, fucking blow his little pipe thing.
Yeah.
What? Incidentally, how the fuck does a snowman smoke a pipe as well? Because surely the pipe would generate heat, wouldn't it?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But he looks fucking dapper doing it.
It would melt a giant hole in his face.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Not to mention giving him artificial lung cancer.
Yeah, but like he'd get snow lung cancer. Also, the lyrics of the song say that it's a corn cob pipe.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a corn cob pipe? Now, this may be ignorance on my part. Maybe this is an American thing. I don't know, because it's an American song. How do you make a pipe out of a cob of corn? Like, a cob of corn looks nothing like a fucking
maybe
pipe.
if you hollow out the center.
I'm still not following. I don't get this corn cob pipe thing at all. This has troubled me all day. I have been thinking about this. This is the shit I think about when I should be working, listeners. Like, there are... If you'd have said it was a carrot pipe or something like that, I could see it because a carrot's like long, like a stick. But a corn cob, like... Yeah.
So when you get all the corn off, all the actual sweet corn off it, and you've got that hard bit in the middle, that's dried out for 2 years, then hollowed out and smoked. And that makes that, and sort of all shaved down and everything to give it the flat texture.
So, right, so a corn cob pipe is an actual legitimate thing that people like buy and pay money for.
Yeah.
He's a spoiled fucking snowman, isn't he?
Well, yeah. Magic hat, corn cob pipe. Fucking hell. I
mean, he's only got a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal, but everything else, like, fucking hell. As we talked about in the last episode, my snowman had hand-me-down clothes. He had a carrot for a nose if they were lucky.
Yeah, and I mean, eyes wasn't good enough to go on Guy Fawkes.
Eyes, I just used to poke holes with my fingers.
Yeah, and for the mouth as well.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe we were just poor. I don't know.
Although to be fair, the last snowman I made looked more like a penis because we were too lazy to actually build it. Probably so we built it around the gatepost of Tori's parents' house.
Right. I have a theory that we all think that snowmen look like this collection of balls piled on top of each other because we've seen it in fucking Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Because it is fucking impossible to make a snowman with like a big ball on the bottom and then a little ball. Like it's not possible. You can roll the ball for the bottom.
So you can roll it, and even if it is possible, you get it compacted enough and all, and you can pick it up without crushing it. Even if you can do all that, who's got the fucking patience for that?
Well, it is. I'm sorry.
You put together a tump of snow.
Yep.
And then you kind of.
It's in the shape of a dick, like you said.
Yeah. And then you kind of.
You make a little ball and plonk it on top.
Yeah, you kind of fiddle with the neck then, just to make it, to make it so the ball will sit on it. Stick a scarf around it so nobody see the join.
Yep.
And that's it. It's a tump of snow with a ball on top of it.
Yep, that's exactly what a snowman is. You see these fucking snowman on Christmas specials, and they've all got arms and legs and fucking buttons down the front. I have never in my life seen a real snowman that looks like that, ever. No, they always look like a giant dick with a little ball on top.
Yeah.
But I mean, kids are incapable of drawing or making anything that doesn't look like a dick anyway, especially when they're little. That's just a thing that kids do. Anything a kid draws when they're like 5 or 6 just looks like a dick. Take that as somebody that spends a lot of time in schools. There are a lot of drawings of dicks. Unintentional dicks. But there are a lot of drawing of dicks.
Yeah, I was told a story the other day. I hadn't heard this before. So when my brother was about 4, he brought a painting home from school. and he was very pleased with it. So my mother hung up on the fridge. No, sorry, hung up on the bedroom wall in his bedroom. And then about 8 months later, he had an absolute meltdown. And this had been on the wall for fucking months. He had an absolute meltdown. And when she established what the problem was, she'd hung it upside down because it didn't look like a fucking camel in the first place. She had no idea what it was. And it's just a thing of, yeah, kids can't really draw for shit.
No.
What they say it doesn't necessarily reflect.
I mean, I can't draw for shit now, but at least I don't draw accidental dicks everywhere.
No, they're intentional.
I draw intentional. I'll set them up, you knock them down. I draw intentional dicks everywhere. Of course I do. Okay, so hat comes off Frosty's head. Grinch is in possession of the hat. How's he burning it? You can't light a fire in the snow.
No, true.
Can you?
Well, you can. You just build wood.
Yeah, I guess if you cleared enough snow.
Well, or if you just you build up enough of a pyre
to elevate it off the snow. Yeah, but he's going to need a fucking lot of wood.
Oh, not necessarily.
I mean, it's only a hat, I guess.
It's only a hat. I mean, no. Wherever he's going, are there lanterns? Wherever he's going, if they're gas lamps or oil lamps or candle lanterns, he can just nick one of them.
Well, I mean, there's fireplaces in Whoville because he goes down the chimney. So I guess he just legs it. He fucks off with the hat, and when he goes down the chimney, he just lobs it on the fire.
Strikes a match.
Now, what happens then if he goes down the chimney? I'm just exploring all options here. Magic hat, okay? So he goes down the chimney, throws it on the fire. We don't know if it burns.
It's a hat. It should.
It's magic, though.
So we don't know if it's got a magic barrier on it.
Well, but if it doesn't burn, would you then have like a magic fire monster?
I don't know.
Oh no, because the spirit is in the snow, isn't it? Not the hat. That's what we said.
The hat is just a catalyst.
That's why that becomes important, because I was going with otherwise, if he knocks the hat off, Frosty just sort of becomes something else. Essentially, just the spirit of Frosty just possesses whatever this hat lands on.
There's a movie.
What, possessed hat or possessed snow hat? I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a lot of thinking to be done. There are gaps that you could drive a bus through in the world of Frosty the Snowman. I think we've established that. I mean, but bearing in mind this is the entire story that's been created around a fucking Christmas carol, then it's not even a Christmas carol, really, is it? Because for a carol, it's got to be religious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a carol, it's just a song.
Is that right? Is that the rule?
Yeah,
carol's got to be religious, isn't it? Yeah, so it's a Christmas song. And the song did come first, didn't it? Yes.
I think so.
Yes, it did. It definitely did. Because the show has nothing about him fucking running off to Parson Brown and getting married and shit, does it? It just has... In fact, the special's about fuck all. It's about, here's a magic snowman and we need to get him to the North Pole because otherwise he'll melt.
Yeah.
So the song definitely came first. We are all over the fucking place tonight. What is it about this show that just leads us down merry dances?
I don't think it's this show. I think it's just us in general.
No. I'm pretty confident the other two shows, at least this month, have been fairly consistently on topic. They've been about Christmas and snowmen.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. I guess this is about Christmas and snowmen.
Wasn't Getting Married in Parson Brown? Wasn't that Walking into Wonderland? Not Frosty.
Was that?
Yeah.
Yes, it was too. Yeah.
I only remember
Frosty then.
I only remember because when we went to Florida for Christmas in '93, whatever radio station we had on, they played all these fairly risque parodies, Weird Al style things, but they weren't Weird Al. They weren't that good. But there was a parody of that which was walking around in women's underwear.
Okay.
And the parson was a transvestite.
Yeah, that's right. And I've got confused because they build a snowman and pretend that he's the parson.
Yeah.
To get them married. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. So Frosty the Snowman is literally, the song is about nothing either. Then it's just about a magic snowman with two eyes made out of coal.
Yeah, I'm trying to find information about the song, but I can't find it.
It's Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy soul, corn cob pipe,
but no
choice made out of coal. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think there was anything else to it. I think he is just a generic. So why do snowmen have such little personality? What is it about snowmen that just like because you can project anything onto them? They're just blank
Yeah,
slates.
it's blank canvas, isn't it?
Yeah, why are they all so fucking boring?
No idea.
The snowman, boring. Frosty, boring. I mean, Jack Frost wasn't, to be
Jack
fair.
Frost wasn't. No. So Frosty the Snowman was written by Walter Jack Rollins and Steve Nelson, recorded by Gene Autry and the Cass County Boys in 1950, and then the popular version was recorded by Jimmy Durant for the film.
Yeah, and the film was 1969, is it? Yeah, so there you go. Right. Anyway, Grinch knocks the fucking hat off.
Yeah.
Takes the hat with him then.
Burns the fucker.
Burns the hat. So then he's in Whoville, so he's got to go about his business. Steal fucking Christmas.
But he can go back. He can go back to now inanimate snowman at any time, can't he?
Yeah, this is the thing.
He's
just, I mean, he could just leave him there. He's going to melt.
Well,
I
yeah,
kind of think he'd enjoy it more if he plowed the fucking sled through him, though.
Oh,
but if he waits until after he's stolen Christmas, then he's got a sled full of presents, so he can lift. It's heavier as well, and
extra weights can go faster.
Plow straight through Frosty the Snowman.
Obliterate him.
Well, that was easy, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
I think that's possibly the easiest fight we've ever had. Has Frosty got nothing to offer? I don't think he has he? He's a fucking lumbering snow lunk, basically.
His only chance would be if he had a chin strap on the hat to hold it on his head, which he doesn't. Then he'd have a chance it wouldn't be knocked off. But he's got nothing.
What if it was like continually? Well, no, because he'd still need the hat.
He still needs the hat.
All it means is that every time a body part got knocked off, it would grow back. But without the hat, that makes no odds whatsoever, does it?
No, nothing whatsoever. No difference whatsoever.
Poor fucking Frosty. I knew that. Like I knew the Grinch was going to win. Like there's no way he was losing this one. But I thought Frosty might have been able to do something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't really know how this was going to go because, yeah, there's nothing to Frosty. He's nice, he's decent, he's well mannered, he's considerate, he's compassionate, and is a bumbling fucking ox.
I still maintain he could throw a decent punch, but you've got to get him to the point where he's throwing that punch.
But again, much the same as when you hit snow. If it hits you, because it's not dense enough, yet it'll be like getting slapped in the face with a wet fish. It's not really going to do a great deal.
I don't know. Have you ever had a really fucking hard snowball hit you in the fucking face that hurts like a bastard?
But that's because of the momentum of it being thrown.
Yeah, but he's a big dude. He can put a lot of momentum behind that punch. But I guess it's not gonna pick up velocity as it's going, is it? Is the thing, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that's it then. I guess it's that easy for the Grinch. Yeah. Fuck.
And Christ, he's still got time to save Christmas at the end of it.
I mean, Max didn't even piss on him or anything. Like
no,
I was going to try and work
there
Max
should have been a yellow snow gag somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to try and work Max in so you can come and piss on him and defrost him a bit. But yeah, it's just not. Frosty is absolutely fucking useless. Little bit like Christmas 2020, really.
Yeah.
Completely fucking useless.
Yeah, forget all about it and start again next year.
Can we have Christmas in summer? Because
it's like, why not?
You know,
September in Australia, except it's cold and wet.
Let's just move to Australia. If it wasn't for all the fucking horrendous things that can kill you, Australia would look pretty fucking decent right now, to be honest. You go to the middle of nowhere, not be surrounded by any fucking people. That sounds pretty good. Yeah. But lots of spiders, lots of snakes, so fuck that shit.
Only in the wilds. In the cities, you're fine.
That's where I'd want to be, dude. The cities have got people. Fuck people. Apart from you listeners, of course, I'm sure you're all lovely and I'm sure you're all being very responsible and obeying all the coronavirus regulations wherever you are. I don't mean you.
To be fair, a lot of the Australians I met were dicks. But that's not because they were Australians, it's just because they were dicks.
Australians aren't painted as being dicks generally, though, are they? They're always
there's a very definite shift in generations.
Oh, okay.
I spent 2 years out there on convoys. And I was in a truck one day with a guy who was trying to explain the difference between. I'm not going to use the words he used because that will get us in trouble. But the native.
Do it.
Okay, so disclaimer: these are not my words, and I don't.
Okay. Wait. No, I wasn't following you. Is this some horrible racist shit?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to know then. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, it was the difference between the indigenous people and the indigenous people who had inhabited with the white Europeans.
You're being so fucking careful right now.
Yes.
Again, for people watching us on video, you can see the concentration on Mark's face here.
Yeah, and that was a common conversation. I mean, institutional racism is a really hot topic in Australia. It was 8 years ago when I was there. I hope it's better because there's no fucking place for it. There's no fucking call for it. But yeah, that was a lot of my experience. Was there was a great deal of dissatisfaction towards the indigenous people.
Well, that was somewhere I didn't see us going on a Christmas podcast.
And I didn't use the ones.
No, you didn't. What do they do about like snow and shit? Do they have?
Their Christmas carols are rewritten.
Fuck off.
We went to a Christmas concert. Funny enough, the pictures came up on Facebook today because it would have been this day 8 years ago, and yeah, like they don't talk about snowmen and shit in carols. They've been reworked to fit Australia.
That's amazing.
Frosty the Snowman is just fucking non-existent.
Frosty the kangaroo or something.
Yeah. But they do have snow in some parts of Australia, but in the middle of like June.
Weird. Absolutely weird. Not that Australians are weird. That's not what I'm saying. It's an alien concept to me.
Well, that was it. And the majority of they do a lot of expats do Christmas in July because it's colder, and especially if you're in like Canberra or the sort of the very southern part of Western Australia, mm-hmm. where you're quite far down in terms of your latitude. They do have that sort of colder weather, so that's a thing. Christmas in July is a thing. Whereas actual Christmas Day, I mean, we were on a beach, and somebody got a camera and took a picture because there was a single cloud, which looked at it was about the size of a Mars bar.
Wow!
And it was like, no, there's a cloud, and it's like 55 fucking degrees, and
I mean, they're doing something fucking right then, because Christmas year is going to be pissing down with rain, wet and miserable, and we're all going to be stuck in our own homes and see nobody. So,
well, they're
maybe we should go to Australia in the summer.
They're all quarantining anyway. They're all in the same fucking boat as us.
But by the summer, I'm sure we'll all be okay, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's not going to take 2 years to roll the vaccine out.
No, not at all. Yeah. Fucking hell, let's not get too depressing because...
Yeah, it's Christmas, fuck it.
Fuck knows, Christmas is depressing me enough this year without talking about it too much.
Seriously, if it wasn't Christmas, you wouldn't have seen this shit.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be in my Grinch shirt, which, normally this shirt only gets busted out once a year, and I'm normally absolutely shit-faced whenever I'm wearing it, so this is weird as well. I'm wearing this shirt, I'm sober, like that's not normal. This is generally the Christmas drinking shirt.
Yeah, it's so many things like that this year. It's just fucking mad.
Yeah, but hey, at least the Grinch beat Frosty the Snowman and gets to stay on for another year. So at least some Christmas traditions are being upheld.
Absolutely. I can't see how anybody would object or have any alternatives to that. But as always, if you do,
look, if you're the Frosty fan out there, let us know. If we missed something, let us know. I don't think we did. I think this is a walkover. I think it's.
I think so. I think this is probably the easiest one we've had. Not just Christmas one. This is probably the easiest fight we've had in the last 6.5 years.
Yeah.
But if you think we've got it wrong, if you think we've missed something, by all means get in touch. Let us know. On Facebook with the Double Down Podcast Network. On Twitter, you can get us at ddpodcastnet. You can go to our website, which is ddpodcast.net, where you can also find our previous episodes and our other shows as well, including the Christmas specials we've been talking about throughout the show. Wherever you get your podcasts from, be it iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Amazon Music, Google Play, wherever we are. I found out today when I was trying to re-register somewhere that we're registered in about 50 places. So I think they just take the RSS from one and move it onto another. So wherever you get your podcast from, we're probably there. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, send us a message. We'll get back to you as best we can. But until next time.
Have a safe and enjoyable Christmas. For the third time for many of you now, I'm aware, if you've listened to all of our stuff, then have an extra special safe and enjoyable Christmas. Please be nice to each other. Please observe the regulations wherever you are, guys. We have to get through this thing. We have to have a brighter day. Here's to 2020. We'll see you in the new year. Until next time, we'll see you later.